up, guys? I'm Dustin, Flat River Outdoors. So today I'm out here in the Platte River. Well, the river, you can see part of it. There's the rest of it, all growed up with trees, grass, phragmite, every other thing. Sand, we got plenty of sand. If you need sand, we got sand. Anyway, down here today, seeing if I could find a different spot to put the blind this year. Now I know right now is not a good time to be looking because the amount of water that we have, but sometimes I wonder, you know, like, this is more water in the river at this time than we've had past years. But you always got to wonder, is there going to be enough for it to come back up once irrigating stops and all that? Now, we've had some rain over the last week that irrigation has slowed down, but once they divert the water back down in this part of the river, I just got to wonder how much we're going to get. Now, normally the stream right here up there by that Russian olive, whatever, my blind usually sits on the other side of that, and then that water right there gets really deep, obviously, when the water's high. Most of the year it runs pretty good, and it's probably anywhere between calf and knee deep. And then we do have our occasional areas that's knee to waist deep, but that's not a big spot. You know, there's usually just a washout area or whatever, so it's not a big deal. Now, there was a few days this past season that we had water that was waist deep and deeper consistently, and that was kind of hard to hold decoys, especially when the slush started flowing and shit like that. My ideal depth of water is at least calf deep. I like that. Even with slush, calf deep ain't a big deal. Neither is knee deep. Knee's fine. So anyway, what I'm doing out here today is trying to find a spot to put the blind. Now, I could go back and put it over here and just fight it if that's what it's going to be. Or there's a spot right in this area here that I really like, because the island comes to a point right here, and then this ends up being like almost like a backwater over on this side. And this water here runs anywhere between ankle and calf deep. It's not as deep and it's barely flowing, but it does freeze up a lot harder, obviously, than the mainstream, which is right here. So a little torn in between that on what I want to do. I don't want to move the blind over here and then not have water, because that would suck. Then we'd be hunting an island down there somewhere and not have the comforts of home, which you don't need, but it's nice to have, because I do hunt with my dad and some of his buddies and my uncle, so it's nice to be able to drive them older guys out here in the mule, park it, and have them be able to just walk right inside the blind. So that's kind of what I revolve all that around right now, is the ease of them being able to go out there and go duck hunting. I mean, they've been taking me since I was 4 years old, so it's obvious time to give back to them. So that's what I try to do, is cater towards them on the ease of getting in and out of the blind, stuff like that. I do have another blind farther down river that is a possibility, but they can't hunt that. So on the days that if we had to hunt that, it'd just be me and a couple other guys that are going to be in that blind. So that is what it is. It needs work also, but not that much. So anyway, just kind of wandering out here on the sand, looking for a place to potentially put a blind. Kind of walk you guys over here. So everything's pretty thick right now, but like, I think if I do move the blind, I'd want it right behind this little island right here. And I would end up mowing this grass off, mostly down to the island, and put the blind right there. That way I'm still able to put full bodies and whatever on top of this island. That'd be really nice. Because out there in the mainstream, we're not able to run full bodies. maybe when the river really ices over, but the ice has to be pretty thick to be able to walk on, and it doesn't really happen until towards the end of the season. But at that time, we're ready to get out into the fields. So I don't know, I guess I'll get together with the other guys. We'll kind of talk about it a little bit. I send them some pictures and some videos of everything that's out here and just say, what do you guys think, kind of thing, so they can think about it a little bit. That way I don't have to make the call all by myself. And then if we move the blind, it ain't solely my fault we move the blind. So I think I'm going to mosey down to the other blind, check it out, and see what it looks like. Got the old brute force back out here. If you've seen a couple of the shorts I posted before, this is the one that I rolled in the river a few weeks back. So anywho, get this bad boy fired up and we'll head downstream. Whoop. Yeah. So, made it down here where the other blind's at. It is in that thickness right over there. Back in the day when I first put this blind here, this was not the main stream. Main stream was on this side of the island, which was nice because that'd keep all the deep water out here. Now it cuts back, goes up around there, and when the water level comes up quite a bit, right along that island there, it gets up there around waist deep, and then parts of the winter it's like above your belly button deep, so it gets really hard to cross. You can bounce down a little bit and walk out here, but it's just really deep right off that edge. So that's part of the reason we don't hunt this in the later part of the year anymore. Here's all the sand we have right now. Like I said before, we got a lot more water than we had. We got more water than years past at this time, but I just get a little worried that we might not have all that much with that drought and all. So if we can catch a few more rains, teal season starts on September 5th and runs for what, 9 days or whatever, so that won't be a big deal. I'll probably find an island to sit on that's got good water out in front of it, and we'll hunt that. Won't be a problem. But I got until October 24th before duck season starts, but I like to have the blind parked at least a month before then and get that out there. So I think I'll probably start really working on it in like 3 or 4 weeks. Get that thing out there. I'm gonna build a new garage back behind it where I park the mule and all that. So I'll probably do that here in the next couple weeks, and then I'll get the blind out there in a month. Get it all camoed up and let it sit and hope the water comes up. But yeah, just out here trying to decide where I want to park and call home for the winter. So I guess we'll see what else I can find, or hopefully I don't get stuck in some of this quicksand in the river. Oh, so this area right here, this is my backup blind that I was telling you about. I like how wide it is right in here right now. I think this would be a decent spot to hunt teal. We don't need a blind, but I do like to have something to sit behind just because of the dog and stuff like that. So I think I might get a couple T-posts and some camo netting, and we'll probably, oh, I like this stuff. Look at all the minnows in there. We'll probably set up somewhere like over by that log in that area, and then hunt this water right here. Pretty decent spot. I've seen a few teal around. I haven't been out here early enough in the morning to see if there's anything flying the river. I like the surprise of the first day. Hate to scout too hard, being as I hunt the same area. But I have seen some ducks and some little ducks. I've seen some teal flying around, so yeah, I don't know, but I do think I will hunt that spot for teal. That's probably the widest area of water on the part of the property that I can hunt, so I think that'll be a good spot. The older guys, I'll just load them up on the four-wheeler or the side-by-side and drive them out there. I'll go over and see if I gotta cut a trail right now. I'll cruise over there and do that quick before I head back to town. So yeah, guys, kind of new to this, but thanks for watching. Like, follow, share, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Help grow our page. We're hoping to bring you a little bit of mediocre content through the duck season this year in goose. Probably not going to be edited very well and not going to be fancy like some of them others, but we're going to do what we can. More than likely you'll see me cook breakfast a lot, because part of the time we call our group the Breakfast Club, because when duck season's bad, at least we come out to eat breakfast. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you continue to follow along. Let your friends know. Thanks.